Yo, what goes up? Welcome back to Reviews with Jake, where I just got done watching Palm Springs on Hulu. Palm Springs is about a guy who's stuck in an infinite time loop, sort of a Groundhog Day type ordeal that takes place on the day of a wedding. He then accidentally leads the maid of honor of the wedding into the time loop with him, where they both get stuck and eventually kind of fall in love. One hell of a how they met story, am I right? So yeah, this is a bit of a rom-com, which generally isn't my thing, but hey, after last week's intense, heavy watch of Relic, I could use a simple watch. Sometimes you just gotta kick back and relax, you know? Plus, you can't not love Andy Samberg. Damn near everything he is in, he is hysterical. Same goes with Kristen Milioti. She's one of those actresses that you don't really realize how great she is. She kind of flies under the radar until you take a second to look back at all the great things she's been in. How I Met Your Mother, Wolf of Wall Street, probably my favorite episode of Black Mirror ever. Like, holy hell, I found a common thread here. Throw the two of them in a wacky scenario like this, well, I think I'm in good hands here. And I was indeed. This was a nice film and a pleasant watch. For starters, I think I probably laughed the hardest that I have all in 2020 while watching this movie. Like other movies, I feel like all I got were chuckles. Like that was the peak of what I got in terms of like audibly laughing. But this movie, I had some straight up LOL moments. Things I'm never going to say again. This movie was very creative and just a lot of fun. It had some dark humor, light humor, raunchy humor, deep humor. I mean, it kind of hit on all levels. It also had some great acting performances from both Samberg and Milioti, two people that I thought was kind of random together, but I gotta say at the end of the movie, I felt like it worked. J.K. Simmons was also great in this movie. All three of them played very different characters, but all equal parts very complex. They all sort of bring in their own baggage and backstory into the time loop, and it's very interesting. It's all shockingly relatable. Despite it being, you know, a time loop and all, I mean, that seems like some kind of hell. I mean, there's a reason why the threat of this from Doctor Strange to a threat like Dormammu worked in that movie, because it would suck. I also really dig the soundtrack. It was super synthy, which I thought was an interesting decision, but one that I enjoyed nonetheless. Very catchy. However, I enjoyed the first half of the movie a lot more than the second half. Like the first half, they were kind of having a lot more fun with the concept of the time loop and everything, and it just felt like the movie wasn't taking itself very seriously. It was a nice, lighter, pleasant watch. But then in what seemed like the flip of a switch, the movie all of a sudden just decided to stop having fun and decided that this movie needs to start working toward its end. Which I guess in a movie about an infinite time loop, you know, it's gotta end some way, somehow, right? But this just felt kind of abrupt. And the actual ending itself, it wasn't my favorite. I mean, they had a much better ending queued up to a T, ready to use, but then they went with something else instead, which was a bummer from my perspective, but hey, that's my opinion. The movie also had some editing woes, like some continuity errors, and then whenever they tried to tag in CGI, it was really bad, which, you know, it's not an art house film, it's nothing crafty, you're gonna have a little bit of that, but it all gets taken into account in this grade, so gotta mention it. All in all, this was a very watchable movie. I didn't throw out a lung laughing, but I definitely laughed pretty consistently throughout the movie. It's very enjoyable. It's a nice light watch. I'm going to give Palm Springs a B. But that's just me. What do you guys think? Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comments below. And make sure you're subscribed to this channel to stay up to date on new reviews coming real soon. Stay safe and thanks for checking in.